Peace and blessings, everyone out there. Welcome to another episode of Exodus Radio. My name is RJ Mahdi, and I got my sister with me, Sister Sinko. How you doing, sis?
I'm great, brother. How are you doing?
Man, we here, man. It's busy, man. These times is they different right now. This whole reset is it's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of craziness going on all over, man.
Woo.
The way these folks act a whole fool in the United States, and from what I understand, the FBI is saying it's not over. That there's a
Yeah.
lot of they got a lot of intel that in all 50 states these people are planning on
Right.
armed marches, and
Right.
so it's going to be
And they
interesting.
not playing. This the thing. This the thing that makes this serious. Because um, a lot of times we don't really put enough energy into understanding. Who is actually our opposer, our enemy, or the opposition. And it makes it really difficult, in America, the way we're so mixed up. Everybody's kind of, integrated, so it's kind of difficult. But these people live and work around us, or you guys in America anyway, every day. These are your teachers.
Yeah,
These are your, the guy at the grocery
police
store bagging your
officers.
groceries. Right. These are the police officers driving down your street. These are the bus driver that you got on his butt. These are your mechanic. These are your dentist playing in your mouth while you're unconscious. So it's really difficult to understand, who is actually a threat. So we're going to get into it on today's episode. The topic is protecting our communities. And I think it's a perfect time for this. Not only do we have this whole insurrection thing going on in America, which I'm considering a civil war. They won't say it. They won't actually phrase it
Yeah,
like that, but this is exactly what a civil war is. When you've got literally half of the population of a country, 70 plus million people voted for Trump. Many of them still think the way he thinks. Many of them still in support of him and still not willing to let him step down. And you have those people to bring armed, intentional attacks against the actual institutions of the government, of the country, during a live session, counting votes, literally to overthrow a government in the process of a
yeah.
democratic election.
That's exactly. Yeah,
That's a coup attempt.
yeah.
That
That's exactly what that
that should
is.
be called
Yeah,
what it is. And again,
that's
like
what it
Sister
is.
Yaz
That's
just
what it
said,
would have been called in any other country.
yeah,
That's what it would have been called in any other country. That's what it
easily.
is.
Easily. That's what it
Mm-hmm.
is. So now we've got to think about ourselves and how do we protect ourselves, because you all, my family, my friends, live in those same communities. We've literally got a family with us here on the ground right now, and they're from the DC area, and they're very concerned about family and friends back home.
Yeah,
They're looking at the news saying things are going to escalate. So we all need to be taking some precautions. We all need to be having a plan B. We all need to be having, some type of security or protection plan in place. And we need to all get on code. So let's get into it. Again, this is Exodus Radio. No matter what platform you're tuned in on, like or share this video. Make sure to comment. Tell us where you're tuning in from. I just got off of Clubhouse. Woo! Clubhouse is crazy, y'all. We're gonna talk a little bit about Clubhouse. I know Sister Yaz gonna talk a little bit about Bitcoin because I've been watching that, but I guess it went back down.
but listen, when it goes down is when you need to be buying. Period.
Right, right,
Because
right.
what is going to go back up,
Yeah,
and it's going to go back up
it's
higher
definitely
than
gonna go
what it
back up.
was. That
Right.
Yeah, people don't understand that when it goes up that fast like that. Those of us that's been doing this long enough and the traders, we understand how the cycles work. It's going to come down, but it's going to go back up. And it's going to go up higher than it was the first time. When it goes up that fast, it has to come down because it has to consolidate. It has to find support a base support at a certain level, and when it shoots up too fast, it didn't go through the steps that it needed to go through, so it has to come back down, go through those steps, then it goes back up from there. So
right.
but
So
we'll get
it's
into
kind of
it.
like a yeah. My traders know how it goes. My wife is invested. Aaliyah is invested, and she's been watching it closely. She wakes me up every day with like these shockers of how much has gone up, or in the past day or so, how much has gone down. But we're
Yeah.
gonna definitely keep our eye on that. The Lumi is rolling out. A lot of folks are collecting their monthly stimulus funds through the Lumi digital currency. If you haven't signed up for the Lumi currency yet, make sure to go to eco6.com and register there. There's a process, but go through it. It's worth it. They're giving away free money. Again, this episode today is about protecting our communities. And there's going to be a time when, we are our own protection. And I think one of the things that we've been sleep with the most or sleep about, in much of recent history is just, being on guard and protecting ourselves and being able to, have these kind of plans in place so that our families can be safe during times of civil unrest or times of oppression, or these things happen. We got to be ready. We would be, I'd say, naive to think that we are secure, all right, or that the police are always going to
Right.
protect us, or the military is going to protect us, or the government is going to protect us. We've been focused, having that as our safety net too long, and we see how that is crumbling. So let's talk about some other options, and you guys can pitch it in the comments as well. Let us know, what types of things should be in place for our communities to be safer, more secure for our families, and let's discuss.
Well, if this thing turns violent across the country, right now, our people need to be talking about how they're going to get food and water. That's first and foremost, because nothing else matters if you're hungry, if your kids ain't got no water to drink. And we don't know what's going to happen. We literally, at this point, we hope for the best, but we have to prepare for the worst. And no Black people in all of the United States control their own drinking water. It's sad to say, but they do not. And I bring this point up all the time because I think it's a legitimate point. You can only live but a certain amount of days without water. You can go a long time without food, but there's a short window of time that you can live without water, right? Without some liquids inside your body. So I think neighborhoods and communities, if our people are sitting there and they're seeing all this stuff happening, and you still at this point are not having a conversation with your family and friends and neighborhood about what we're gonna do if it pops off.
Right.
I think you're really.
We should start looking into like community stockpiles. Getting with our neighbors, our families, people that you live in close proximity with, and create stockpiles. And everybody doesn't have to stock everything, but everyone can share in the burden. For instance, like Sister Yah says, somebody can just stockpile water. Every day or every time you go out the house, buy an extra gallon of water, buy a big jug of water, and drop it off at your sister's house, drop it off at your aunt's house, your mom's house, drop it off at a friend's house, and leave it in their garage, right? So just start stocking them up. Same thing with food, same thing with, any other necessities, toiletries, these kind of things that we need. We don't need to take these things lightly, and at the same time, we don't need to obsess over them either. So it's not like, I remember, many of you guys, if you're, over 30, you remember Y2K. And a lot of us, did that then, and we were right to. We were, definitely in.
It's better to be safe than sorry. It's better to prepare and not need it than to need it and not have it.
That's facts. That's facts. So yeah, we gotta definitely focus on stocking up. and just creating these types of Plan B systems. We don't want to wait until something major happens and then we're all rushing to the grocery store and there's no food on the shelves. We've seen that happen too many times. If we keep doing that, how can we, be taken seriously, right? We're always going to be seen as those unprepared, more so emotionally attached, but still spontaneous and impulsive people. And so
reactionary,
that's
just
always what's been
reactionary.
right.
We just react. We don't do any preparation.
Right.
We just respond and react. And that's an immature people that do. These other people plan for years, decades, centuries ahead of time. They have a plan for where they want to be 50 years to 100 years from now. We just thinking about next weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's not cool. It's not cool.
Yeah. So, and in addition to that, I think one thing that's important, and this is something that you learn here on the continent, is to really be connected to your neighbors. And I think that's something in the U.S. that we really don't have, and that's why a lot of us are in precarious situations. Something happens to you at your house, your neighbors don't even know you well enough to stand up for you or protect you. And sometimes your neighbor might be the one calling the police on you because they don't really know you and didn't recognize you, right?
Yeah.
So get to know your neighbors. Here on the continent, everybody that lives around you knows you. If anything happens at your house, your neighbors come. They're your first responders, not the police, not the fire service, not an ambulance. We don't even see those emergency vehicles unless it's a major accident or something. Something happens at your house, your child, got hurt, fell, got locked in the house, or anything, right? You have all kinds of things that happen in our communities or in a household, but your neighbors should be the ones that protect you. They see somebody climbing in your yard, in your fence, in your wall. They should be the ones to rush and get that person. And be
Oh yeah.
That's literally how it works.
After that person will get their ass beat.
Right. That person.
Everybody.
That person would beg to be taken to the police.
Right.
That person will be like, you know what? All right, look, just take me to the police and let me serve my time.
Yeah.
Because the neighbors are the ones that protect each other. Get to know your neighbors, get to know your close community. If you don't live close to people that you love, move closer together. All right. So if your best friend lives, an hour away, your sister lives, in the next county over, your mom, move closer together, move closer to those people who you trust and who you need as support. Live in the same neighborhood, the same community, the same apartment complex, share a duplex, roommate together, help each other, support each other. We're going to need each other in these times. And you need to start getting in a situation or a position to do so now.
Yep, it's absolutely true. Everybody that knows me knows that Sister Y'all loves. I love it. I love to say, "I told you so." I love it. But in this situation, I'm not looking for.
I be trying not to say it, Sister Y'all. I be trying not to.
No, my kids will tell. Everybody knows I love it. I live for that shit. But. In this particular situation, I am not looking forward to saying I told you so. I don't want to have to say that. You know what I'm saying? But I literally feel on many levels. I know some few people who are doing what they can where they are to get prepared, but the masses of our people are just still in this mindset that nothing can happen in America. That these white people are going to fix it. Yeah, that these white people my white people are better than those white people over there. They're gonna solve it. America is the greatest that ever lived. It can't happen in America.
It's only gonna come down to guns and weapons. That ain't it. Everybody keeps talking about stockpile weapons, and that's not the only thing that can endanger you. So we have to be prepared on all levels. So we're about to bring up Chief Foday, but first
there is a.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was gonna say
I was saying that there is a There is a great reset. This you keep hearing the word reset. If y'all listen to these people, they telling you what they're getting ready to do. They are literally, they're not hiding it. Even on the pundits on the news channel, they're telling you about the great reset. So if you're still walking around here living in the 20th century paradigm when they are already moving the global economy, the global world to another system. And if you're sitting right now, this is an opportunity. This presents an opportunity for those who are paying attention and aware, because you can now take advantage of this reset to position yourself and your family if you pay attention. You understand? But if you're just in a zone, you're not thinking about nothing except, you know, drinking and smoking and having a good time or whatever, or sex with some other new girl or boy. You know what I'm saying?
But don't worry.
Yeah.
Those the ones that
This
are
is
distracted
there's
like
a
that.
guy that I watch a. I'm like your wife. I watch a lot of.
I think y'all got a delay.
Yeah.
Real quick, we're gonna bring on
RJ. You went off.
We got some guests. So over the past few days, we've made some huge strides here in Senegal. Just on the flip side, talking about solutions in building our repatriate city here in Senegal, our cable line, but not just our cable line, because now we have signed multiple land deals in which we'll be able to provide repatriate townships throughout Senegal. So we just acquired some new property here where we're going to be building apartments and houses, etc. We're releasing a video of that here in a second. But my wife, Aaliyah, who's also a host of Real Homes of Africa, some of you guys watch on my YouTube channel, and our VP Pop Low are with us. They're actually at the Chamber of Commerce there in Dakar. So I want to bring them on really quickly. Boom. Can you guys hear me? You can unmute your mic there.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Peace. What's going on, family?
Right. How's it going there?
All right. So we're here at Exodus Radio. Y'all are pop in right quick. So just wanted to see what's going on there at the Chamber of Commerce downtown Dakar. Tell us about y'all's visit down there.
All right. So, Pop, I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
Yeah. We're live at the Chamber of Commerce in Dakar. Just sealed the deal between the ADG and the Chamber of Commerce here. They're very excited to be among the team that will host the diaspora here in Senegal. So yeah, that's what we came for, and mission accomplished on that side.
Mm-hmm. So I guess in regards to talking about being prepared, this is how we are preparing for the diaspora to come home, right? So letting the Chamber of Commerce know that the diaspora is on their way back home, and Senegal is a place that they're considering coming back home to. So they're excited to have the diaspora come and start businesses, right? To come here and really get involved in the communities and work and build together. So we really had a great meeting.
Yeah. Those are the points they're really interested in helping. When it comes to the health sector, education, agriculture. Those are the different sectors that the Chamber of Commerce is looking forward to work with Made in Africa, the ADG, and the African American diaspora.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that was nice. All here.
My man, and somebody said you looking real sharp down there, Pop. That jacket is looking good.
Right. We're watching.
Real quick, one more thing before we let you guys go. So we're talking a little bit about solutions and building, communities that can be protected. We're out just signing land deals now in Senegal with the ADG. Pop, can you share a little bit about what do communities here on the ground do to protect themselves or provide security for each other here in Senegal and West Africa?
Yeah, I've been following the topic. It's quite interesting. What we learn from the communities here in Africa, Senegal and Gambia, of course, is one thing is to make sure we we strengthen the relationship between families, between each other, between your neighbors. Get back to your old cousins, your aunt, people that you didn't hear from for a long time. Let's reconnect and build that relationship, the gap that don't supposed to happen between us. So I know that's the key point that Africans here don't really play around. We make sure we attend on each other's events as well. No excuses when your family or friend have an event somewhere and invite you. Don't just bring up an excuse. Be there. You will probably close the gap more and build more relationship with people you didn't know before, for sure. But that's really important. That's really important in putting us back together, right?
It's powerful.
Nice. Thanks a lot, y'all, for checking in. Thanks for holding down the fort down there with the Chamber of Commerce. We look forward to building with them more and helping other diaspora to come. I noticed a lot of people in the comments were asking, is that the U.S. Chamber of Commerce or the Senegalese Chamber of Commerce? That is the Senegalese Chamber of Commerce, downtown Dakar. So shout out to you guys. One love. We'll see you guys back at the office.
All right.
All right, guys. So that was Aaliyah, my wife, Mrs. Mahdi, and our VP Pablo downtown Dakar at the Chamber of Commerce, talking business. Just signed a deal to help those who are repatriating or those who are building businesses here to be able to link in and tap in with other businesses here on the ground. Because from day one, our organization has always been about connecting our resources with the local resources. So as we make our return, we want to let it be known that our efforts and our mission is never to come here and stand alone or be isolated or outdo the locals or compete, etc. Our goal here on the ground is always to lock our hands together, hire and employ each other, partner with each other, provide resources for each other mutually, and build this great continent that we all love. So if you're interested in building a business here in Senegal, contact us, madeinafricaproject.com, and tap in with us, link in with the Exodus, join the Exodus Repatriation and Investment Club. People like myself, also Pop, who is just speaking, and tons of other consultants here on the ground to be able to help you to formulate your business, partner with the right partners, make sure that you're not, stepping on any toes or, dipping in the wrong pool, but to be beneficial to the communities here on the ground. Sister Ya, welcome back. Can you hear me?
All right, I'm here. The brother came down. Yeah. Just trying to make sure our brother is feeling okay. He came down from upstairs, and so I had to help him get some fruit, and he's feeling better. So we have one of our brothers from the States who got sick, so we're just helping him. Yeah.
Definitely wishing
But I'm
him
here.
healing here immediately. So we had Chief Foday join us just a second ago. While
He's getting better. He'll be all right.
He went back off. Yeah, he'll probably be back in a sec. So guys, this is Exodus Radio. We do this every Tuesday, 4 to 6 GMT West Africa time. And we do this to bring updated information. There's always things happening. There's always a changing climate and environment. We understand that here on the ground, things are changing even faster as far as development is concerned. So we always want to be bringing you guys updates to help you in your journey or in your connection with the continent. My sister Ya here is located in Ghana. Sinko for Repatriation Assistance Program. She's out there building houses. They're out there doing all kinds of development projects and partying quite a bit. I see. What's that nightlife scene like in Ghana, Sister Ya? Because I be seeing you and Gina and all of y'all be having a good time down there. What are we missing in Accra?
Well, let me tell you something. The nightlife in Ghana is lit. Okay, so you will not be in want of a nice place to go and good company, good food. good time. It's always something to do. So even for younger people, I don't go out like clubbing. That's not really my thing. I went out for New Year's, but for the most part, but I'll go meet friends for dinner, stuff like that, or go to the beach. But the club scene, I left those days long time, long time ago. So, but my daughter is here. She's 23. So she's been getting out there and meeting people, and she's met several other young girls that are here. It's a lot of young people that are coming from the States. So she's connected to some girls from the U.S. and they go out partying and clubbing, and I'm like, just text me when you get there and text me when you're on your way home, so I can be looking for you.
I'm always missing the good parties. They have those parties here, and I'm always missing them. I'm early to bed. Anybody that knows me knows, there was a point in my life when that was okay. That was normal. That was something you could do and not even bat an eye. But now, man, look, hey, y'all want to go out? Y'all gonna catch me tomorrow morning.
Exactly. I'm telling you, I'm for sure by 9:30 is pushing it for me. I go to sleep.
Right.
But part of the reason I go to sleep so early is I wake up really, really early. I am
too.
up around 5:30. Yeah, because me and you be texting that time in the morning. I be up.
Them grown folk hours.
Yeah, I get up with the roosters.
Right.
So
and we got to get it in. We got to get it in early before everything get going. Because once the day get going, you're lost in the schedule of the day, and you don't really get too much done. Outside of your daily motions. So, man, I'm up. Well before dawn. My clients, they all know me. They can hit me up at 3, 4, 5 in the morning my time, and we working. We on the clock.
yeah.
So y'all gotta if you want to be successful, you definitely gotta sacrifice them hours. Make sure that you rise early. Write your goals out. If nothing else, take that time early in the morning, meditate, write your goals out, pray. Take some time to really just manifest what it is that you're trying to do. Matter of fact, speaking of which, man, I was just on Clubhouse, and we were in a room. I'm in a room with Farrah Gray and Lala Milan, a lot of big influencers, and so one of the sisters got on the call, and she was talking about how the spirit of Harriet Tubman, is alive and well right now, in our communities, in our culture. That rebellious, break away from the chains mentality that so many of us have, and how that mentality is now starting to snowball, to bubble, but how it's sourced from Harriet Tubman. And while that sister was speaking about that, one of the other sisters on the call, I think one of the moderators, came back on and said, she was in tears. She was crying. And she said, you don't understand how much I'm over here crying. I'm literally sitting with Harriet Tubman's great-great-granddaughter. And we're both sitting here in tears. This is on Clubhouse. This is on Clubhouse. They were in tears. And so
well, I don't have an iPhone, so I can. Clubhouse is for you special uppity people with iPhones. Us Androids, us with the peasant class.
Right. Yes. If you have an iPhone, get on Clubhouse. Very, very, very linked. The way it's linked, the way that people are able to invite people who are influential, and then be able to communicate with them freely is really unprecedented. I think that a lot of building is happening in there right now because of the way that it's filtered. You don't really have just like the wide range that you have on other social media apps. But Clubhouse is huge right now. I'm on there. You guys can follow me at King RJ Mahdi. And man, if you guys need somebody to moderate a room, if you're doing anything development based, if you have a development focused or African or Pan-African pro-Black empowerment room, let me know. I'm willing to be a moderator. Y'all can hit me up directly because I like to see things like that. I like to see folks build, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Somebody else said they got an Android too. You can only use it. You can only use it if you have iPhone. So
iPhone. Us Android people, this is how we feel. You know how in Thanksgiving when you were little, they got the grown people table, and then the little kids got to sit at the little kids table. So when y'all talking about Clubhouse, when y'all over there talking about Clubhouse,
soon it'll open up
we over at the little kids table just watching y'all.
That's right. That's right. Yes, sir. Hey, check it out, guys. This is Exodus Radio. My name is King RJ Mahdi. For those who are new to our show or to the platform, let's give them a quick, rundown. We'll kind of reintroduce ourselves. But I've been here in Senegal, West Africa, going on 7 years. And from Atlanta, Georgia. So if any of you guys are from the A, let me know in the comments. Decatur, to be exact, East Atlanta, Zone 6, somewhere around in there. But here on the ground, we work as a intermediary between members of the diaspora and resources here on the ground. Being able to link our brothers and sisters with local authentic products, helping our brothers and sisters to visit and tour, installing our brothers here on the ground when they come to relocate, and also brokering and facilitating investment projects, all kinds, all sizes, for our brothers and sisters. And so with the Made in Africa project, we have established a huge network here for you guys' benefit. And so if you have interest in the continent, if you're looking to come back, if you want to invest, if you're looking to buy local African products, make sure to reach out to us. The website is on the screen, madeinafricaproject.com, and make sure that you tap in. So we're here as a service, right? This is, we're doing this out of service because we understand the need, all right? Sister Ya, tell them about yourself, Sinko.
Yes, well, I have a nonprofit organization that's registered in the United States in the state of Wyoming, as well as here in Ghana as an NGO, and it's called the Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program. The goal, the mission of the Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program is to act as a business incubator because our people in the diaspora have suffered more than 400 years of economic and social oppression. While some of our people do have resources, financial resources, the vast majority of our people do not. They don't have it to be able to leave and to come back home to the land of their ancestors. So I created this program because I don't believe that repatriation should be just a middle class movement or middle or upper class movement. I think everyone who is a descendant of kidnapped and enslaved Africans who were taken forcibly away from their land should have a right to come back. I do not see those who benefited from our free labor and willing to give us the resources to come back. But I believe that we collectively have the resources to provide assistance to our people to be able to come back. And so this is something similar. It was created following what Marcus Garvey tried to do. Okay, because I'm a Garveyite. And I believe in the Back to Africa movement, and I believe that Africa is where we need to be. I believe if we're going to fight, defend, develop any place on planet Earth, it should be the continent of Africa. That's what I believe. So I believe in, our people coming back home. But I recognize that a lot of our people, while they don't have the financial resources, because it takes a lot to move to an entirely different continent.
Right.
That's not an easy feat. That's a major thing to do. A lot of our people have skills that are needed on the continent, but they don't have a way to get here and to sustain themselves. So that's why I created this program. So the goal is to get a minimum of 1 million brothers and sisters in the diaspora to say, okay, I have $1 a month that I can commit to this. With that, that will give us, if we got a million brothers and sisters to give $1, that would be $1 million every month. We could repatriate a minimum of 100 families every 6 months, provide them with housing, a stipend, and the startup capital and the support they need to get a business going. And we could literally do that every 6 months. Every 6 months, bring in 100 new families and do the same thing over and over again until we have a mass amount of people back on the continent. This not only helps the people that are trying to come back, but it also helps our brothers and sisters on the continent, because coming over here and getting businesses started provide tax revenue for the local government, for the country that you're in on the continent, and also provides jobs in the communities where we are coming back to. It brings economic benefit back to the continent of Africa. But so I'm sorry, my son is talking to me. Yeah, you can use that one. Yeah. So sorry about that, my 10-year-old. So that's the goal, and we are 1 year old now. We just made a year old November 19th, this past November. So I'm hoping that we can really get people get a push of support behind this movement, so that we can start bringing families over and getting them set up. I left and came back to Ghana in September. I've lived here before, but I came back recently because I saw that there was a need for some things I could do on the continent. People are coming and they need some of the help that I can give them. So I've come back here. We have a guest house that people can come and stay in, if they're coming to visit or if they're coming to stay. They have a landing spot. They can come here and I can assist them in getting acclimated to the environment, particularly those who've never been here before, help them get through the immigration process and things like that. So that's it. I was just on my YouTube channel. I don't know if you watched it, RJ. I don't think you did, but I did
here. Just right before we went live.
Yeah, we had a brother
right.
who's repatriated and came down sick really bad with what I believe to be COVID, and he just got here. He hadn't even been here 2 whole weeks, and I had to be the reason. Huh? Yeah, I believe he did. I believe we did. So, and I had to be the one to basically make sure he get proper medical care, and because nobody else was here really to make sure.
Is any other countries welcoming Africans back by way of nationality? You guys just saw Ghana give passports out a few weeks ago, right?
And Sierra Leone, Sierra Leone just gave 2 weeks ago. Right. Yeah, just gave citizenship last week on the 5th.
22 African Americans.
Yep. And Ghana hasn't done it based on DNA. Sierra Leone is doing it based on DNA, but Ghana is just the president has. The former president and this president have given citizenship to a number of people, and I believe we have another batch of people that will be coming through. We just got through the election, so yeah, there are some countries that are doing it.
Right, and there are even countries that are still considering it, putting it through legislation, putting it through deliberation on how to proceed with it. It is something that it's a little tricky, it's a little sticky. And then remember that, a lot of the countries here are just being able to get that kind of, if we can say, like diplomatic support to even do these kind of things. So it's definitely a new space for all of us, a new space for the governments here on the ground. We're seeing them taking those steps. Gambia is now considering it. We've got folks in Gambia who are petitioning the Constitutional Review Committee of the National Assembly there to be able to give express citizenship to returnees. And again, these processes can be lengthy. We sat down here in Senegal with the ministry about this about 2 months ago. Myself and Pablo, who was just on here earlier in the show, and that was a major topic. They want to know how this can be done, how these types of, how to prove it, right? What ancestry program is legitimate enough to say that this one is useful, right? Do we need certain clearances? So there's a lot that has to be done with that. What I would say is, for those of you who have looked up your ancestry and you have determined which countries you have lineage in, begin looking either towards those countries for your citizenship. Begin making that appeal process, if I can say that, right? Because the more they see us coming and with this particular proof or support of our journey, I think the more pressure will be able to be put on the local governments to say, okay, so we have several hundred coming here and having this same ancestry test. We have several thousand applying, saying that they tested for this country, et cetera, et cetera. And then it will actually become a concern. It will become something that will be taken, or made more priority. So you guys keep at it, keep on the journey, keep on digging into your history. I noticed some countries are saying that Senegal in particular doesn't do the ancestry one as far as like DNA. But if you have some provable record of a ancestor from here, then they will accept that in a citizenship, in express citizenship case. So if you can prove that your great great grandmother is from Senegal, if you have that kind of documentation that shows that, bring that to the table. Show that, and that can actually work in your benefit here in Senegal. So a lot of folks are doing AfricanAncestry.com. Our brother Jallo Sumbri is one of the top representatives there, and we've been working closely with him to see how we can bring that into the fold of the Exodus and be able to provide that service for everybody that wants to upon repatriation. So you guys stick with us as we continue to build this Exodus out. New resources are coming to us every day. We made a huge step in development when we crossed the line of SA Corp here in Senegal, and now even the development companies here on the ground are coming to us and saying, hey, we heard you guys are developing this. We want to put this there. We want to bring a commercial center. We want to build an apartment neighborhood. We want you to develop this land over here for us. We got another land for you here. And it's like the resources are pouring in. If you'd like to share in those resources, if you want to connect with the continent, if you've been trying to go about this journey, tap in with us. MadeInAfricaProject.com. Join the Exodus. Get involved. Make a contribution. Sister Ya has the Sinko Repatriation Assistance Program for those of you who want to contribute smaller amounts or regular amounts, say every 2 weeks or every month, etc. Start making those contributions. If you can't pay for your Exodus right now, then contribute little by little into a fund that may be able to help you do it in the long run or later on when you're ready. This is the time for it. Let's take advantage and let's get our plan B in order.
Yeah. Somebody asked how many people are donors. Oh, we have. If you go to our Patreon, it tells you it's public. It's less than 300 in a year, which is not good. But we have literally thousands of people contacting, asking for assistance. So those numbers don't match up. How can we have everybody asking for help, but only a handful of people willing to provide the resources? So it's something that, I leave it to the ancestors. I created it. If y'all remember that movie with I think it was Robert Redford in when that with that baseball field, and say, if you build it, they will come.
Right.
So I used to try to figure out, like, why don't people want this? You know what I'm saying? But now I don't. I've created it. I'm telling y'all that we've created it. So we need people on the ground, because right now,
Right.
I'm telling y'all, the last couple of days with the two brothers and me running around trying to make sure they okay with their health and thing, it's just me. We literally need we really need our own facility. We need not to be renting a house. We need our own headquarters. We need our own vehicles for transportation to transport people here and there. Like when that brother was, I had to get him out of that one hospital and take him to another hospital. It would have been helpful if Sankofa had like a van, you know what I'm saying, to be able to do that for him. There's a lot that we can do for the people, but the people have to want it. And at the end of the day, I'm saying, okay, if they don't want it, you know what I'm saying? If they want it, okay. And I'm here to put it. We need employees. We need staff, because I'm one person. I have my own businesses. I have Sankofa. I'm doing this. This one I do out of just pure love. Love for the people and wanting the people to be able to come home and be secure and have somebody there for them. You know what I'm saying? So that they don't come and feel isolated, feel alone. And so that one I do out of love. But I actually have for-profit businesses that I also have to pay attention to and give my time to and give my energy. My husband is still in the States working, and I'm the one that's on the ground dealing with our for-profit businesses along with this nonprofit thing. You know what I'm saying? So
people got to understand, like, there's a lot of work that goes into this. Like, this is not easy. I want to really be clear. Like, anybody out there who thinks that what we're doing is easy, or what we're telling you is easy, or that it will be easy, please make no mistake. There's nothing easy about repatriation. It is a very difficult process. It requires a lot of patience. It requires a lot of discipline. It requires a lot of, knowing yourself, right? Just kind of being in your spiritual self, in your high spiritual self, because if you only have that low energy vibration, if you're one who likes to complain about everything, if you're one who has thin skin and everything gets on your nerves, if you're one who doesn't like to roll up your sleeves every now and then, it's going to be even more difficult. Like, it's going to be worlds difficult, and you may not even find what you're looking for. So it really requires, do some soul searching, take that time to really just get in that mode of, okay, I'm going to have to buckle down. I'm going to have to roll up my sleeves a little bit. This is not I'm not walking into, Lenox Square, into a loft and, cool breeze blowing, and, it's not always going to be that simple. There are very beautiful aspects of it. It transforms you. It creates an environment that is more healthy for you for the long run, that is more developmentally progressive and productive. But there are a lot of things that you're going to have to get used to. You're going to have to reframe your mind to not everything's going to be rolled out on that red carpet or perfect, or, let's just have that in mind. I just want to put that out there, because sometimes people think like there's this romanticizing that goes on that doesn't allow people to understand what to really expect. Right? We love the continent. We're here because we love the continent. We do what we do to help you get here because we love the continent, and we understand that you love the continent and need help getting here. But we also understand that it's going to be difficult for you. All right, what we do would not even be a thing. It wouldn't even be relevant if this was easy. I would not be going on 7 years of helping, you know, hundreds of families to connect with the continent if it was easy, right? They wouldn't need me. If it was just go online, search, Google, find a hotel or this or that. Come on, there's a lot of stuff that you can run. Matter of fact, let me just give you an example. I have a member that's here in town right now, and they missed a flight actually to fly out, so they had to go to the airline's office to rebook their ticket, I suppose, right? So he calls me, and I know what hotel he's staying at. He calls me and he goes, you know, I need to rent a car to go to the airport where the airline office is. And mind you guys, the airport here is over an hour outside of Dakar. It's far. It's a 50, 60, mile ride to the airport. And a car to go there is not cheap. And so he's like, yeah, I need to rent a car. I need to run out to the airport, to the airline. And I go, the airline actually has an office 2 blocks from your hotel. 2 blocks. He didn't even know. He was ready to pay for a car, which would have cost him to the tune of $100 to drive out to the airport to the airline's office. And there was an office 2 blocks from his hotel. He walked out of his hotel and walked there in less than 10 minutes. He's like, you just saved me $100. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm here for. That's what this is all about. That is why we do what we do. Because I would have been sick if I found out later that you drove all the way out there, right? Me knowing that you have a spot right next to you. So let us save you guys some time. Let us save you guys some money. Let us save you some heartache. And literally,
I have a situation where we can say, let us save your life, because I just literally saved somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? That guy here was sick and was in an inadequate hospital, and I had to go get that brother out of there and put him somewhere. But I believe in my heart that he wouldn't have made it if I hadn't have gone there. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that we are doing, not for praise, but because we want you to come here and be successful. We want you to come here, and we want you to bring everything you have to offer to the continent of Africa, because like RJ said, we love Africa, and we know that you all have a lot that you can offer. If you
and we
can
want
just
you to be your best self when you get here. We don't want you to get here and be struggling and stuck and hungry and I can't do that. That would make us, very. We wouldn't make us. We wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing that you came here and didn't have the resources that you need. Because we know how tough that can be, and nobody wants that for anybody. So let's definitely cross the bridges that have been built, and we're gonna keep building them together. The good thing is,
we didn't stay in the hells of America and Europe to come back to Africa to suffer. You understand? Right. So we need to organize ourselves in a way that when our people come home, they can be okay. We need a support system. We need a social program, a social support system. Oh, I don't care if you want to call it a social welfare, whatever, to make sure that you are taken care of, to make sure that when your businesses are registered and you got everything set up properly, to pay your taxes and to pay, everything.
Even in your family and household life. And I think that was something that Pop was saying earlier. And I don't know if most folks heard it. It was a little, the sound wasn't as high as it could have been, but he was saying that, we come to each other's aid, but we also come to each other's support in good times. And so that's even something that we have to build from within. It's not always just about, save the people who are inadequate or in hurt or in times of pain or challenge, but also let's come together
but for the
and
good
support
time.
each other when we see marriages within our community. Right? Let's pitch in.
Babies being born.
Yeah. Let's put our money in on honeymoons for Black love couples. Let's pool our money in when our sisters and our brothers and sisters, and they have babies within their families. Let's pool our money and buy those babies some stocks. Let's buy those babies some Bitcoin that they can hold on to. Let's pool our money and buy some land. When we see a little brother in the community just turned 18, he's going off to college, and everybody jumps on that social media post and goes, "Oh, congratulations." Nah, let's pool our money together and buy that young man some land. Let's pool our money together and start that young brother a business, right? Yeah, let's start him a business, get him registered, get him incorporated. We got so many people in our communities who do music, who are artists, who are entertainers. Let's pool our money together and help them get their trademarks together. Let's pool our money together and help them get their masters and to get their stuff distributed. This is what it means to be an African community. And again, my brother Pop was saying that earlier on the show. It's not just that we come together to help each other when there's something bad happen, but we all come together to support and congratulate and reinforce each other even in the good times. And that's community. And that's how you secure each other. Everybody's secured by everybody because nobody's going to let anybody fall through the cracks.
Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right. And you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something about this land. I'm just telling y'all because the land prices are going up so fast. I don't know how, it's just like with the Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was really, really, really cheap and people, Bitcoin is never, ever going to be $8,000 again. Never. It's never going to be $10 again. It's never going to be those things again. You understand? At those prices. If you want some Bitcoin now, you got to get in at the $30-some thousand, and it's going up from there. Okay. It's not going back down. And this is the same thing with the land. 5 years ago, you could have got some, land way cheaper than you can now. And it's not going down. It's steady going up. I was asked, a brother contacted me and asked about some land up in the mountains around the Aburi area. That's true, Miss African Ruth. The building materials are going up as well to build. So if you're going to start something, you have to get started now because the prices are going to go higher. This brother contacted me and asked me about the land. So I get on the phone and start calling people I know that can get this brother some land, unencumbered. That's not going to be a problem. So I started making my calls. Why somebody selling a plot of land 100 by 70, 100 by 70, that's like quarter of an acre. $15,000 US. $15,000 US. Hey, if you'd have bought that land maybe 5 years ago, I know it would have been substantially cheaper. You know what I'm saying? So Africa is I don't know. It's so many people come here, and I'm looking around, and it's like a lot of other races of people seeing opportunity here. They're building upscale apartment buildings and complexes and things like this. These Lebanese, these Indians, they coming in, and these developments in Ghana, from what I have seen from the time that I was living here to coming there, it's a lot of development going on, a lot of overpasses and interchanges, and their building is growing, and the price of land is really, really, really going up. And I see a lot of people from other countries, other races of people, they see a lot of opportunity here, and they're coming, they're starting businesses, and they're living their lives, and I just feel like, why are my people missing out? What are they waiting on? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is everybody else going to get to benefit from what we should be benefiting from? So you have people over here who, like for myself, I'm going to make sure, if you're not ready to come, but you want land, okay, sister, yeah, I need this land. I get it registered. I got a sister right now She's sending her money tomorrow for 2 plots of land, her and her mom. I'm going to make sure that they get all their paperwork. I'm going to make sure everything. I know RJ will do the same. We got a lot of good people on the ground that's going to make sure you get yourself so you can start. Because if you wait, it's going to keep going up. And I told y'all I got those 30 families over in Cebu. That I've assisted them in getting their land. So I got to go over there sometime this month, but I hurt my leg. That's really why I haven't been trying to travel. I'm letting my leg heal up. I had to get my stitches out on Saturday, but I'm going to be going over there probably by the end of this month to pick up those 30 families' documents and send them back to the United States. So you have people over here to help you. My husband and I have a construction company. Well, we created that construction company, one for a business, true, but also because we know how hard you people work for your money. You need somebody over here that, okay, when you are building, that your stuff is getting done. You're not going to come back over here and ain't going to be no house. You know what I'm saying? This happens to people, or things are not going to be done to a certain standard that you want. So that, nobody's going to be overcharging you, trying to gyp you. You need somebody reliable on the ground so that while you're working, so when you do decide, okay, my house is built, I got my land, I can go now. At least I know I have somewhere to stay. Then you show up, here's your key, here's your documents, go in your house. It can be that simple for you. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that we're trying to do for you on the ground over here. I know I'm not the only person in Ghana that can help you do these things. There are other very good, reliable people that can help you get the land, that can oversee your contracts for you. I'm not the only one. I'm just one of several, but you always want to pick somebody that is going to make sure your stuff gets done. Shirley, you don't have to. I'm talking about the people who are willing to buy the land. There are, I told you, 30 families who just bought land in Cebu. They don't see it. They saw the site plan. We showed them the site plan. They picked their plots from the site plan. They sent their money in their applications, and now they have the land. But it's up to you. I go out on the site. I take videos. I take pictures of the area. I show the people the land. And then they say, okay, I would like a plot of land there. So these are the types of things that we can do. But it's up to you. If you're not comfortable with doing that, you don't have to. But I'm talking about for those people who don't know when they're going to be able to come, but they want to get some land, they want to get started on something, a project, then there are those over here that are willing, to assist you as much as we can. So, that's all I can say on that. You just have to decide. Somebody say it's not that simple to build and buy a house in America, so surely not that simple in Ghana and Gambia. Well, it's simple if you got the money. You know what I'm saying? It can be very simple. My husband and I are building our own house. We build, but the thing about building in Ghana, you can build in stages. So say you buy the land first. Okay, so this is what the one sister is doing. She's buying the land, so she's sending me the money to buy the land. I'm gonna go get the land, have all the documents put in her and her mom's name, right? Okay. Then what's going to happen once they have the land? I introduced her to a company that's here in Ghana. They can put up the wall. My husband and I can do the wall, our construction company, but I found a way to put her wall up cheaper than what me and my husband can do. So I told her about that. Because for me, it's not all about me getting your money. You understand what I'm saying? I want this sister to have her land. I want her to be, happy. I want her and her mom to be able to start building their house. So for me, I didn't have a problem with telling her, if you build it the traditional way, the old way, we can do that. It's going to cost you more to do it that way. My company can do that, but it's going to cost you more. Here's another company. They have it where they have prefab. They can do a prefab that's just as sturdy. This is what a lot of people are doing, and it's substantially cheaper than building it the old way. I don't have a problem with telling somebody that, because for me, I'm not trying to. It's not about getting everything that I can get out of our people. I just want you to be able to come home in the most feasible way possible. And if that means me turning you on to somebody else that can get the job done cheaper, I would do that. If I knew how to do it the way that brother was doing it, I'll do it. But I don't. My company don't do that. We do it the old way. So I had to tell her there's a cheaper way to get this wall up around your land. You see what I'm saying? That's me. That's how I roll. I'm just straight up. So now, and then in terms of, the housing, okay, so when you're ready to build a house, we have an architect. We have to do the floor plans. We have to do all of that, the drawings and everything. So once we have those things, then my husband, they can look at it and say, okay, this is how much it's going to cost for your foundation, because they calculate all the materials they'll need to do that. I don't know if y'all know what the architecture book looks like. I have one for our second house that we're going to build, but it's back there. Maybe when RJ comes back, I'll run back there and get it and show it to y'all. So they're able to look at it and say, okay, the foundation is going to cost this much based on what the prices for the materials, the labors, and so on. Once you know how much that is, you can start your foundation. You don't have to worry about the walls. Just get your foundation done, right? So once your foundation is done, then they can say, okay, to put the walls up for this house, the building materials, the labor, everything, this is what it's going to cost. Then you know, okay, what you got to work on to get your walls up, right? So now your walls are up. When your walls are up, then they can say, okay, the roof. And I can tell y'all, the roofing is probably the most expensive thing on a building, right? So once you get the roof up, they'll say, okay, this is what it's going to cost to put the roof. Then you can get the money together, put the roof up. So you don't have to have the money for the whole house up front. You can go in stages, get the land, then put your wall up. You put your wall up before you start building. Why? Let me tell you why. Because when you start building, you're going to have a lot of materials that you will have paid for that needs to be on your land, and you need to secure it. So you have to put the wall up and the gate and the lock and all that stuff, right? So, yeah, we can build anywhere. So, Cassandra, we can build in Kumasi. Our people can go to Kumasi, so that's not a problem. So, we don't just build in Accra. We can build it anywhere. So, I lost my train of thought. So you put the wall up first because you're gonna need to secure your materials that you gotta buy for your thing, right? For your house. So we have to put the wall up first. Okay. So the wall comes up, then we start buying the materials to start doing the foundation. Everything is on the inside of your land, inside your wall. That's how it goes, right? So every day they come on the site and they build. As long as you have money, they continue to build. When you say, okay, the foundation is up, it's going to take me another month or two to come up with the money for the wall so y'all can take a break. Okay, then we leave your site. Now we go work on somebody else's. Then when you got your money, we come back to your site and put your walls up. So you don't have to stress yourself. When you get the money, then we do the work. That's how it is. Hey, brother, you back?
I'm back. I hear what y'all talking about.
And
man. That's
we
serious.
show you.
And I saw somebody in the comments said, "Just get the land," and that's the most important. That really is the first step. And I saw somebody else earlier commented. They said, "How can poor people pool their money to buy land or stocks?" And this is really the mentality of a lot of our people, which is why we stay in the situation that we're in. We see ourselves as poor. Number one, that's the first problem. We're not poor. We are rich people, and rich is not always just financial or monetary or even fiat currency. So all right, so that's the first thing. The second thing is when you talk about pooling money, you're talking about multiple people contributing, and whatever it is, whether it's $1 a week per person in the family, that builds into something. And yes, that can actually purchase stock. You can purchase Bitcoin right now for $100. You can you can purchase land right now for $1,000, $2,000, you can own a piece of land that can appreciate with time. And $2,000 is something that even poor, quote unquote, poor people are spending on frivolous things. We're seeing people, living in apartments or, Section 8 or affordable housing, etc., and still buying Yeezys or still buying, Birkin bags or still driving, SRT Hellcats and, all these kind of, nice cars and whatnot. Scale back. Take some time to, fast from, eating out, from getting your hair done expensively, getting your nails done, from, buying sneakers every couple of weeks, from going out to the club and spending your money on nightlife, etc. Scale back for a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, and you'd be surprised what that extra money can do. None of us are really poor. Like, I mean, you ain't seen poverty. Like, there are people in the world who are impoverished, who literally live off of less than $1 a day, who literally have to share one piece of fish between a family of 6 or 8 people, for lunch. You're not poor. You don't stop thinking of yourselves as poor, right? What we are, we're financially irresponsible. Okay, so that's a more accurate way to say it. We're financially irresponsible. We're fiscally irresponsible when we're spending all of our money on clothing, cars, jewelry, partying, vacations, things that will never actually amount to wealth or sustainability for our families. So it's a rethinking, it's a reshaping of our mentalities that needs to happen.
And within, well, sometimes, family's not on the same page. So I was going to say you can get family members and family members can put some money together. But sometimes I know when it comes to this repatriation thing, family members are not on the same page. But there are others. I know me. Most of the people I associate with are on the same page as I am, when it comes to African repatriation. So, if I wanted to, if I didn't have my husband, you know what I mean? But my husband, he's a hard worker. He don't play. My husband, he gets it done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He gets it done. So we have in the area that we in, we have six plots right now. When we bought those 6 plots 5 years ago, they were $500 each.
Mine
Today,
too.
each plot,
My
each
first
plot
was
is
also $500. Exactly.
today each plot is more than $2,500.
What's funny? Where I bought my first plot at. I'm sorry to cut you out. Where I bought my first plot at is a very rural area, really kind of nothing around there. A friend approached me with it and said, "Hey, I'm selling some land," and I bought it. I jumped on it. That was 5 years ago, maybe about 5 years ago. It's like my second year here. Now we just got word that a really wealthy developer here in Senegal has now slated the area right next to it, literally like just less than a kilometer past it, for a huge development for this, new city project that they have coming up. And again, this is just something to hold. This is not necessarily, something you're going to build on tomorrow or have neighbors, right? Maybe it's nothing there right now. What you all have to understand is the way development is working. Development is growing in a way here that we've never seen in the U.S. I grew up in Atlanta. In Atlanta, over the past 25 years, probably the most speedy developed city in the U.S., meaning it's been developing very quickly over the last 25 years. When I moved there in the early 90s, it was like a forest. Everywhere you went, it was just trees and trees and trees and dark roads with no lights and deers jumping out at night. And I watched as I grew up as Atlanta, knocked down those trees, positioned neighborhoods, brought in shopping centers, malls, schools, universities, stadiums, etc., and replaced what was the bush with now a huge thriving metropolis, and where many of us are actually thriving at right now in Atlanta, in the U.S. So as far as development is concerned, look at that same thing here. Look at Senegal, a place like Senegal, as Atlanta in the 1980s, right? You have a few communities. You've got, where people are building the suburbs, a middle class. And now the areas that used to be the bush are now becoming suburbs. They're literally starting to branch out. They built a giant 10-lane highway straight through the country, modern highway, beautiful, well lit, very, very well structured, well infrastructured, and now that's created a way for all of these other areas to now develop into suburban areas. And so our Al Qaeda Development Group, the ADG, we just signed in addition to our major Al Qaeda deal, an additional 28 hectare land deal just outside the city of Dakar. So Dakar is a city of 6 million people here in Senegal. It is the westernmost tip of the mainland continent. It's the westernmost tip. We are what was called the door to Africa. And 6 million people in one city is a lot. So Dakar has invested in this expansion and suburban buildup. And now we just bought 28 hectares right in the middle of that sprawl area. Already paved roads surrounding this 28 hectares, already developing community, already a highway, a brand new highway that's less than about 2 years old that leads right up to the land site. It is about 5 minutes from the coastline, the Grand Coast in Senegal, so you're right near the beach side. It's also about 10 minutes from the Pink Lake, the world famous Lac Rose, or Pink Lake here in Senegal, a huge tourist attraction and beautiful marvel of nature. And so this land, we now have a development partnership deal where you can come in. You don't have to worry about finding a builder. You don't have to worry about who's going to build, etc. There's already a developer. There are apartments available. There are homes available. You can buy your land and your house all in one. And get this, we already have the banks for you to actually get the financing for that home. So where in many terms here on the ground, buying a house is a cash business. You have to pay in cash. There's very rarely a financing opportunity, especially when you're building in some of the outside areas. But we have a partnership with the bank to where you can get your land and your home financed 10 years, 12-year, and 15-year mortgages. So a little shorter than the mortgages we're used to, but they're also low interest. So, we're not talking about predatory banks that want to keep you locked into these 20, 30-year mortgages and eat you up on interest. We're talking about banks that want to help you go ahead and get your house paid off quickly so that you have something to leave to your children. That's what this is all about, guys. This is literally sustainability in action. This is what it looks like, right? So when Sister Yah said, just get your land, right? Just get started. This is what we're setting up. And so yesterday we took our entire team and a few of our Exodus members of the Exodus Repatriation and Investment Club, and we all went out to the land. We all visited it and, got to get a feel for it. It's beautiful, man. Right now they just use it as a farm. Some of the locals just use it to farm on, but it's already cleared land and great location. If you're interested in getting yourself a plot in a house, or an apartment, or even a commercial space, because we have a considerable amount of commercial space available as well. If you want to start a gym, if you want to start a cafe, a clothing store, if you want to start a little school, a daycare, if you want to bring, any type of operation, a hair salon, a barbershop, we need all of these things, right? Yeah. All of these things contribute to our security. We cannot be sustainable unless we provide all of our needs. The more we depend on other people, the less secure we are. And so our city projects are all inclusive. We're not just here building houses. We're not just going to build you a house somewhere in the bush and leave it to you to figure out how you're going to get groceries, or how you're going to get to medical services if you need help, or we're not going to just put you somewhere isolated and leave you on your own. These communities are all inclusive, with economic opportunities, with educational opportunities, with spiritual opportunities, even with mental health opportunities. We're talking to therapists and others, counselors, who are going to be coming in and creating spaces for our repatriates to have some counseling, to be able to detox under professional supervision and assistance. And these are necessary. We see that the more people that get back, it's like we got a lot of trauma to shake, and it should be our mission to shake those traumas as soon as we get here, to start to relieve ourselves of those pressures of the West and of the hells of the West, as we say. So let's get invested. If you guys want to start taking a look at our opportunities on the ground for real estate, to get you an apartment, to reserve your commercial space, to start getting your house built, visit the website madeinafricaproject.com. Join the Exodus Repatriation and Investment Club. We have a lifetime membership for this service. All right, you pay one time. All right, you pay one time, and we're going to be here and be your support system. We're going to add you to our growing group of other members and let you build with them. It's not just us you're going to learn from. There are dozens and dozens of our members right now that are living here on the ground, that are already here. They're already settled. They got their homes and families and everything set, and they're also in those groups. So when you ask a question, in that group, it's not just me who's going to talk to you. There are a bunch of other people. Sister Ya is in that group as well. Madam Vice Prime Minister Tora Muka of the State of the African Diaspora is in that group as well. Tons of other influencers. Who else do we have in there? Deidre Dares of the Black Travel Movement is in that group as well. A lot of folks who are here know the challenges, know the solutions, know the way, and they're all building. Everybody's in there sharing their information, saying, hey, this is what I experienced when I got there. This is how you can avoid that challenge. And then when you need that professional support, you guys can come to me or any of our consultants, and we'll help you with that. Getting your business registered, getting a bank account set up, getting your land paperwork, facilitating your lease on your apartment or your vacation home, facilitating your drivers, making sure that you have translators with you when you go out to handle business. We're even providing the service now within our members group for people here on the ground, where we are supplying and providing house help, like maids and cooks, drivers, private security if you need it. We are, pulling out all of the resources. This is what it's for. So tap in with us. We can put those resources to work for you as well.
Absolutely.
Somebody said, can locals buy land and invest and live amongst the repats? Absolutely. In all of our repatriate communities, that is the actual model. Like I said earlier on the show, this is not about us standing alone or, being isolated. This is about us incorporating, what our brothers and sisters have here on the ground with what we're bringing and building communities together. So our Al-Kabalon city is actually just like that. That's how we built it. How can the locals contribute? How can the diaspora contribute? How we can build together, learn from each other, support each other, and build these communities out. So absolutely, there is definitely room in our communities for our brothers and sisters from here on the ground and returnees. So you guys make sure to tap in with us, madeinafricaproject.com. This is a mission that we put in action for all of our benefit. For all of our benefit. All right. Crypto Vegan said, if not a citizen, can I own? Absolutely. Here in Senegal and many other places, yes. Here in Senegal, for sure, you can own your land. We can facilitate that. We have land as low as $2,000. All right. So we talked about that a little while ago, pooling your money together. $2,000 for a lot of our brothers and sisters is not no money, guys. So, put it together. You guys are getting stimulus checks, all this. Take $200 a piece and put in. Let me tell you, these how they build here. One family can own one plot of land, build a building up with 4 or 5 stories, have 10 apartments in that one building, and the whole family lived there. Y'all only had to buy land once. This is literally how people are doing. Where we are in Dakar, this is literally how everybody's family lives. Your family's got a plot of land, 150 square meters. You put a building on that land that's 4, 5, 6 stories tall, and 1 or 2 apartments per floor. The patriarch lives on one floor by himself or with his wife. His kids live on the other floors. His in-laws live on the other floor, and so and so. And that's the family house. And you can build onto that whenever you want. So you don't have to build all at once. It's not like you have to cough up $100,000, 150 grand, 200 grand to build a house all at once. You can start off with $20,000, $30,000 and build a whole floor of your house. 2 or 3, 2 bedrooms. 2 bed, 1 bath. Living room, kitchen, etc. And then just every year, every 5 years, every 10 years, come back and build another floor, build another room. This is how people build here. So we have that option within our communities. And for those who want to build immediately and pay over the course of years, we have financing as well. So make sure that you visit all options. Somebody said, "Can I get Oceanside?" Not like all the way Oceanside. I'm not gonna lie. Here in Senegal, if you want to get ocean, like literally walk out your door and look at the ocean, those days are up. There are people who are able to get those kind of deals in the 80s, 90s, but now the government and the people even are taking their coastlines more seriously. They're stopping even major corporations from buying up coastlines and turning them into industry or these type of things. So there's a lot of coastline protection going on in Senegal, but near the coastline, yes. So again, 2 of our Al-Qaeda properties are within a 5 to 10 minute drive of the beach. So again, they're not sitting on the coastline. They're about a good kilometer in, maybe a half a mile or so in, but still close, still have access. And that's the way of life here in Senegal. We all everywhere really, especially in Dakar, you're near the beach, with a hop, skip, and a jump. So if that's the lifestyle for you, come on down.
Well, let me just come in here because a lot of people are always asking about some land close to the beach. And let me just say, that is easier. It's a fantasy to have. I used to have it until I started talking to somebody who owned property on the beach, and I found out because of that salt water in the air and always having to repaint. The paint peels faster, everything rusts faster, your car rusting, and she can't keep any electronics in the house like TVs and things because the salt water eats everything up. So people say they want to be by the sea. I know it's all romantical and all that, but
and it's cold. That's my only thing. I love the ocean. I love waking up here in ocean air. And several times since I've been here in Senegal, me and the wife, so we'll get these beach house or something and stay on the beach for a weekend. But when you wake up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and that ocean air is coming off that ocean up under your doors and windows, you might double think living there. You be like, the view is nice, but it's tough.
And
pretty cold.
Yeah, a lot of people don't really think about that. So I just want to point that out. When you be realistic, because if you're struggling just to get the land and get the house built, and you plan on living off your retirement once you get there, don't get you a house in a location that you got to keep every year or something, replacing stuff and fixing stuff on.
Right. So yeah, man, these are kind of things that, when you have somebody on the ground and advise you that, it can stop you from even making a bad decision. We had somebody who wanted to buy this house on this island, and they were promoting this as this huge deal of, get this house on this island and, all of these perks. The house was beautiful though. But what they didn't say was that the island was like maybe like a mile and a half off the shore, and not only that, it was right in an area that floods during like a certain time of year. So the water rises onto that island. That house could be submerged in water several months out of the year, and they built it in kind of a way that might keep it up above the water a little bit, but that's terrible. And the only way to the island is like by canoe. Right? They're like, unless you buy your own boat, you definitely have to buy your own boat. But keep in mind, guys, there's a lot of challenges, man. Don't just
Yeah. Think it through. Yeah.
Think it through, for sure, for sure. I saw somebody in the comments was asking about the insurance industry and finance and insurance industry. That's a really good question, Brother Kareem. The insurance industry in Senegal, it exists. There's insurance, there's homeowners and car insurance and things like that.
They're here too in Ghana. They're here.
Sophisticated.
Life insurance. They're here. All of them.
Right, they're here. They're here. They're definitely not very sophisticated though. I think it has something to do with perhaps the banking institutions also not being that sophisticated at times. But there's definitely room for improvement. If you are in those industries and you know how insurance policy works, if you know how finance policy works, perhaps you can bring those type of improvements to the industry that can be used and implemented, or even start your own business or company in that industry and dominate. Finance on the ground right now is a developing industry because, like I said, the banks haven't always had that kind of security, but we are seeing programs develop now that weren't here before. For instance, about 2 weeks ago, we partnered with a company here called Paydunia. And Paydunia is like the PayPal of Africa. So they've been in business about 5 years, and they provide processing services, online processing services for e-commerce stores. And this is something that's never been here. This hasn't been available, to us, or that we've seen for years. And so, like I said, that just arrived now, and so it's creating a better infrastructure for people to deal in those businesses. And this goes for a lot of different industries. If you have a specialized skill, if you know how to create these types of intricate infrastructure programs and projects, start bringing those to the table. Reach out to us. We may have some resources that can bridge and bring you in to be productive. Sister Isa, we're missing Foday on today's show.
He sent a message. Yeah, he sent a message. He said the internet is very weak for him today. He's tried to get on, but it's not working. Yeah, unfortunate. Right.
Yeah,
it's a bad day.
We definitely want to see him on here. He's always got some jewels to drop. Somebody asked, do you still need to speak French or Wolof in Senegal? Great question. Senegal is a Wolof country by traditional language and a French colony. But as we build repatriate communities and businesses here on the ground, it becomes easier and easier to be an English speaker here. So we've seen a rise in repatriate, families here on the ground, but also a rise in repatriate businesses. So, for instance, a company named Dream, a beautiful family restaurant here in Ngor, Dakar, Senegal, has made it so much easier to dine out with your family here, and especially for those who don't speak they don't speak the local languages. So now all the Americans that come here, they congregate, they come to Dream Restaurant. The staff speaks English. It's owned by Americans. They serve American food, Black Americans, by the way. So we all support it. We all come out, and that's where we have our meetings and our events and whatnot. So it is becoming easier, and you are having more spaces now as we develop our cities like our cable lines. Again, that is the thought process, to create communities that we're in collectively, so that we can communicate better. So we're not in isolated places where we aren't able to communicate with the people around us, but instead we're in collective communities where we can teach each other. So when we all live together in a certain area and a collective community, then we'll be able to learn the local language from the locals. The locals will be able to learn and speak English with us, and then it becomes a more collaborative living environment. So great question that you posed there. We are, making that easier as well.
Good. I've been offering the free tree classes, and so you've been offering to those who donate to the program. We've been offering free tree, and RJ's been offering free wall off classes.
Right.
So
So
just for our members and donors, supporters.
Yeah, if you contribute to the Exodus, you can get in our local traditional language classes, and they're doing great. They're doing 2 days a week on Wolof. My wife Aaliyah is leading that, and we have a local teacher who is they're teaching. I think now the topic is the connection between culture and language. So that's what they're going over in the Wolof class 2 days a week. Matter of fact, tonight they have a class tonight, 10 o'clock. I think 10 o'clock p.m. our time here, maybe 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a great way to learn before you come. Again, Sister Ya is doing the Tweet classes. If you go to Ghana, learn Tweet. Don't just talk to people in English, right? We don't want to just use our colonial languages.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna call myself out. I'm gonna call myself out because I haven't learned tree yet.
Really?
But I know some phrases, but you know what? Because I promise I'm going to. It's just that the Ghanaians make it too easy for me, and they just speak to me in English instead of forcing me to speak. Instead of forcing me to. Yeah. So, but my son.
You better learn some Tweet. Learn you some Tweet.
I am gonna learn.
Yeah.
The Ashanti tree. That's what it is, Ashanti tree. But my son, my 10-year-old, his teacher is teaching him because it's mandatory in the schools. So he'll be learning it, and I'll be able to get it from him. So once we get it done.
My son learned the local Wolof language literally within like a year after we got here. He was
picked up very quickly.
Yeah, he was a toddler. He was 2 years old, 3 years old, speaking Wolof fluently. All he did was just go out and play with the kids.
Yeah, when we were living here, when he was 3, he caught on really, really fast, and basically he would act as my interpreter. People would say something, and I would know. He'd say, "Mommy," she said, I was like, "Okay, all right." But since he went back to the States, he lost it. But he'll catch back on, especially when school starts up. He'll catch a lot quicker. But the other thing
Cece says, since Senegal has the new TER railway, are there opportunities for electrical engineering consultant agencies to open there? Great question. Yo, you guys doing y'all research, man. I like me. This is when you know that the building is happening, right? Y'all know what's going on now. Y'all know what's going on. Yes, Senegal just installed a fast rail train that goes across the country here. It hasn't actually opened yet, but it will be opening soon. It's gonna improve travel through Senegal, tenfold. And so the brother asked, are there electrical engineering opportunities? Absolutely. And so not just for that specific rail, but it's extensions. So that rail is not finished. It's going to continue to go where they're saying it could reach as far as Gambia or go to Mali. And then it may have other offshoots. As we know in the U.S., one railway may have several different legs that split off. And those kind of contracts are available. Our Al-Kablan Development Group is a registered SA corporation in Senegal. We can actually facilitate a government deal like that. So if you have the capacity, if you have the tools, the machinery, the expertise to develop those kind of companies, let's partner up. We can take you directly to the highest levels, here on the ground to get those kind of partnerships seen about. And we encourage that, guys. If you guys have development-based skills, come to the table, right? We always hear everybody talking about why is the Chinese doing this? Why is the French building highways? Why are the colonial powers still there, etc.? is because we're not. And if you have the capacity, come to the table. This is how we secure and protect ourselves. If we want to protect the continent from debt, then we got to stop it from having to go into debt and with the wrong people. So come to the table. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of our brothers and sisters out there who have great degrees from these HBCUs, from these Ivy League schools, from these, and you guys need to bring that intelligence to work here, right? Don't go sign up to work for Merck or Procter and Gamble or Chase Manhattan or these big brands in the U.S. Come and bring those skills over here. Don't go work for Metro in New York or MARTA in Atlanta or Metro Bus in Miami, etc. Come and use those skills here and put them to work on these railways or these transportation systems. This is what's needed. When you come here and you see, certain lag times or things that you might want to complain about. Oh, why is the transportation backed up? Oh, why are these roads built like this? Oh, who put the street lights that way? Don't complain about it. Don't talk about it. Be about it, right? Even if it's not you got a brother who's skilled in that. I got a cousin that does that. I got one of my frat brothers, knows that skill, etc. Call that brother up, right? Hey, man, look, I see an opportunity over here in Senegal for what you got a skill in, right? I seen an opportunity over here for what you got materials for. Hey, let's see how we can work it out. Now, I'll put my money behind it if you put your intelligence behind it, right? I'll bring in some connections, some resources if you bring the materials and get the tools here. This is how we protect and support and build our communities. So tap in, y'all. Let's make it happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And here in Ghana, I'm going to be on the last Sunday of every month, beginning this month. I'm going to be doing, like Brother RJ said, we're not here to isolate ourselves from our brothers and sisters on the continent. We're here to unify and build a collective with our people, because that's the only way that we're going to really make Africa be what she needs to be, So I'm doing my part here. I'm going to be every last Sunday of the month having a gathering with local brothers and sisters from the continent here, as well as those from the diaspora. And we're going to be getting together and we're going to be discussing different topics. It's going to be a variety of things. A lot of it is going to be cultural, because we need that, because there's a lot of tribalism here. And listen, everybody should be proud of their tribe. I'm not one of these people that be proud of your culture, be proud of who you are. But what we need is more understanding and tolerance towards each other. So I want the airways to come and be proud and share their culture with the Fantis and the Ashantis to do the same. And then we get to, be sensitive towards each other. You know what I'm saying? Right. Stop the stereotyping. Stop saying that, a lot of what they believe about us from the diaspora is a bunch of shit from TV. Our image has been taken away, distorted, and they have put things out there, and a lot of our brothers and sisters actually believe it. Let me give you an example of what I'm saying. So I was out with a brother, a friend. I've been knowing him for many years. He's from Ivory Coast. So me, him, his family, and my kids, and we all got together and we went out for lunch recently. And we was talking about these stereotypes that we believe about each other. And so the brother said that from what he observed, that the Black American women are very aggressive. They're not like soft and feminine like African women. And I said, do you think I'm aggressive? I said, you've been knowing me for years. Am I aggressive? And he was like, no, I don't think you're aggressive. And then I said, okay, what African American women do you know that are that you met that were aggressive? And he was like, well, you're the only African American friend I have. African American. I said, well, where do you get this? Where do you get this from? And then he said, oh, that's on TV. That's how it is on TV. You know what I mean? That you all are loud and this and aggressive and bossy. And I was like, I said, so I said, but the one Black American woman, I'm not like that, but you still believe that's how we are because of TV. You understand what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So I told him, I said, listen, these images were put out by other people. Some of our people who make movies do put out these negative images. We have to be more in control of how we are portrayed to the world, and these stereotypes, and our own people believe them. That's why sometimes if you want to marry somebody from America, sometimes the family members will be like, ugh, because for them, our men are thugs and gangsters and have their pants hanging down, but this is what they see on TV. So they've never had an opportunity to really bond with us, be close to us, to know what we really are. And you know what I said to him? I said, you talk about this stereotype of Black American women. I said, in all the media, do you ever? I said, there's a fact that Black American women are the most educated group of people in the United States. We have more degrees collectively than any other group of people. I said, but you don't know about that. I said, but that's a fact. That's not a stereotype. But that one you don't know about. You know what I mean? Because that's
we have to be sure to always clear these things up when we see them, and there's a way to do it. We can be respectful still and have that building moment, have that teaching moment, to let them know, and even the stereotypes that they hear that may be even true, and they might be true, or they might even be hard pill to swallow. We should at least provide some insight on why they're like that. Right? Why are we like that? Why are some of our people having this struggle? We had that conversation here recently. One of our repats from the U.S. Was having that same, what you were just saying, just that kind of harsh, tone a little bit. And one of our local guys didn't really understand it. He was kind of taken aback. It caused a little friction, and both of them had to be sat down to have the conversation of why is it like this. What is this side expecting or engaging, and what is this side expecting and engaging, right? And why are we like that? And even the sister even said herself, she said, I know I have a harsh tone sometimes, it's because of this, and this, right? And
well, but at the same time,
with each other,
but brother RJ,
a lot of us are coming from trauma. We have a lot on us. We've been, in some situations that probably nobody else in the world has been in. And it's gonna take some being real with ourselves to say that this is the reason why we're like this. This is what we need to get away from. This is why we're coming home. And even make them hold you accountable, right? If you find that I'm being that way, or if you find that I'm being too this way, or etc., help me with it, right? Help me in a respectful way. Bring it to my attention so that I can get that out of me. I need to get away from that. And we have to be real with ourselves in these situations, because, healing from trauma is a real thing. And I had to go through it. My wife, my family, we had to go through it. I'm watching other people who are new here on the ground going through it. And, we got to respect the process, So,
but I try to, listen, I don't have a problem with stereotyping other races of people. I stereotype their ass all the time, but I'm just telling the truth. But when it comes to other Black people, I try to always, not do that. I make a conscious effort to make it be about that individual person. This individual person is doing something. It doesn't mean, yeah, instead of generalizing and saying that, oh, all those, and I hear it all the time from continental Africans when it comes to the different groups, the different tribes. They say general. Everybody think the airways will put voodoo on you and kill you with the voodoo. Right. That's the whole thing. Everybody. Everybody who used to have airway, they scared of the airway. They say the airway gonna voodoo you.
My brother Kareem said that or asked, do we have a consultation, a Calendly link, or a way to connect? My brother, absolutely. Go to the website that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen, madeinafricaproject.com. We do actually use Calendly for our consultations, scheduling. You can join our Exodus program. We have what's called the Exodus Repatriation and Investment Club. We're going into this is our 5th year of the club. We've got hundreds of members all scattered throughout the diaspora who use us for, ongoing consulting. We help to give you that insider information that is necessary for you to be able to make informed decisions about business or relocating here on the ground. We work directly with government agencies. We work directly with top institutions and corporations. We work directly with major real estate developers here in Senegal and the Gambia and several other countries, including Ghana, where Sister Ya is located, including Sierra Leone, where our other co-host Chief Foday is located, and many more. But this is an extensive network created by returnees for returnees. So if you're looking for that kind of ongoing consulting to where we can be on the phone, on a regular basis, you can be inboxing me questions. I can be chopping it up with you, sending you resources, solutions. We can be sending you land deals and prices and opportunities. We can be sending you open available contracts that can be grabbed, etc. Join the Exodus Repatriation Investment Club, guys. It's $999 for a lifetime membership. Okay? If anybody tells you that they can do what we're doing for that price, for free or for less, they pulling your leg. All right? It's a very deep and tedious job. We do it because we know it's necessary, but there are obviously costs involved. Join that group. Again, $999 gets you a lifetime membership. It's a one-time pay. You don't pay every year. Once you join, we're going to send you a link for your Calendly. You'll be able to have a direct consultation with me about your specific needs, about your specific goals. I will pass down as many resources to you as I can. I will add you to a collective group with hundreds of other members who have already joined the club, and many of which are here on the ground with our help, and some of them on their own. But they also will be able to help you. People like Sister Ya here, and others are in that group who are here will be able to assist you. And ongoing, we'll be able to get you into different businesses and opportunities while you're here. So it's, before you come getting the information, while you're making the travel here, helping you, welcoming you on the ground, getting you settled in. And then as you build here on the ground, continuing to be a support to you as well. We're all family. This is what we do it for. Come to the table, join the club. And I look forward to helping you and your family to reach your goals here. Let's make it happen. I think you're on mute, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was mute. I didn't know I was. I said I know the topic today is about protecting our community, so I just kind of want to go back to that a little bit. I want our people to really start looking at the financial sector, the economy. These people are printing a lot of money. I don't know how many of you know that they've created a U.S. dollar digital currency. They're moving and shifting to that digital currency that will be fading out physical dollars. So you all need to start thinking and about assets. Land is an asset, gold and silver is an asset, cryptocurrency is an asset. Fiat currency is moving, it's going away, it's coming out of the system. Ukraine, all these countries, China, Russia, Venezuela, everybody is going digital. Everybody's making digital currency. That's just what it is. So you have to, in order to protect yourselves and your families, you're going to have. Now, I'm going to tell you something that's what's going to come with the digital currency. And I don't know how many people pay attention to China. When the government issues you a digital currency that you can use, that they recognize as legal tender in the country, now they have a way of tracking everything that you do, everything, absolutely everything. And it's nothing for them to cut you off. Like in China, they have what's called social credit. So if you do something against what they want, or that you say anything, I don't know how many of you all know Jack Ma, the billionaire, the founder and CEO of Alibaba. He spoke out against the Chinese government recently, and he's been missing. Well, he's not been seen since then, since October. I don't know how many of you know that. Wow. He's just vanished. Now, some people are trying to say now China is known for vanishing people, disappearing people. But
vanishing people.
Yeah, they are. They are known for disappearing people. So, but I want to say this. The point I'm trying to make is when you have a digital currency, when you don't have physical money, so the government now can track every single movement you make because it's all digital. And this is another way to control people. And if you get out of order, they just hit a button and stop you from doing anything. You understand what I'm saying? From any transaction, anything. So these are the types of things that are coming into play. This is not conspiracy theory. This is literally what's happening. Literally. Okay. So you all have to start thinking about it. Yeah, you literally have to start thinking about those things. And with the little bit of money that you have, you need to start buying assets. Things that you can use outside of
currency. If you was to wake up tomorrow, this is what I want you to think about, everybody. If you were to wake up tomorrow and all of the currency that we use currently was unavailable or blocked out, how would you survive? What would you use to acquire what you need to live? If you woke up tomorrow and your bank accounts was shut down and all of that, how long would you be able to still feed your family? Do you have land that you can trade or barter? Do you have homes that are in your name, properties? Do you have assets? Are you holding any gold, precious metals? Do you have any crypto elements or digital elements that don't rely on the fiat or the central bank systems? This is what we're talking about today. Your plan B, your plan C, your plan D. Those contingencies for the kind of inactivity that if experienced, could definitely put us in terrible situations. So make sure that you are investing in those alternative elements, and you don't always have to use them. You don't have to do anything. Just sit it there and stack it up. Keep it all in a certain place that that's my plan B wallet, right? Let's at least have those kind of contingencies, and then make sure that we have places to retreat to as well. I've got some family in the States right now. They're literally building a house in the mountains. They all can't leave. There's too many of them. They got kids, grandkids, etc. And they say, you know what? We had some land up in the mountains that granddaddy left us. We're building a house up there. We went up there and showed me they're building a house in the mountains, right? Yeah. That's a place that you can retreat to. You're gonna city centers if things get bad.
That's what I was going to say. You're going to have a plan, even if you can't get out of the country. You need to be able to get out of the city. You need to be able to get out of the city And one of the things that I love about what my husband is done is for our family is, getting that land and having that, growing our own food, our livestock, having our own wells on the land, our own independent source of water, and now that the house is coming up, we're going to be adding solar to it so that no matter what comes, we can eat every day and we have shelter and we have water.
Right, the basics. Somebody said, is gold jewelry a good investment? Absolutely, Shirley. I want to point out something. I want to point out something. About 20 years ago, if you're in the U.S., you remember the wave of cash for gold stores that popped up everywhere in our neighborhoods. They weren't putting them cash for gold stores up in Roswell and in Alpharetta and these these other folks. Now they was putting it in our neighborhoods. They wanted us to bring that gold in because they understood that was a sustainability model. We didn't even know it. We was buying golds, putting them in caps in our teeth, buying herringbone necklaces, buying gold watches, and just using it to floss. And then we didn't even know the value of it. They knew the value of it. They saw us buying up gold. They saw us with the chains and all of this, and they started buying that back from us. And so now that gold is back in the hands of the treasury.
You can't.
You can't even get it now. Right.
You can't even find gold. I'm telling you, it's so hard to buy gold now. You know what I'm saying? I challenge anybody in small amounts. Unless you got enough, money to buy bricks, kilos, you can't find gold in small amounts.
Right.
You cannot.
So if you are still holding gold jewelry, if you do still have gold chains, solid gold necklaces, bracelets, rings, etc., hold on to them. Put them in a safe. Keep them somewhere where they can be your backup. Now it ain't got to be worn out every day. Right? You don't even put it in the collection of stuff that you wear. You put that somewhere like it's money. All right, that is literal money. Make sure that you hold on to that because one day, that ring or that necklace or that gold tooth that you was just wearing for fashion, you might need to melt that down and feed your family. It's serious.
Melt that joint down.
Hey, look, hold on to it, man. When you drive past that cash for gold store and you look at hold on to it, man. Just stick it out a little longer. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we're about to get off of here. This has been Exodus Radio. A great show again today. Each and every Tuesday, we're here from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. GMT West Africa time to bring you guys a little more resources, just a little more information to help you in your journeys of connecting with the continent, building, relocating, investing. This is what it's all about. This time that we're living in is special, and we're glad to share it with you guys each and every week here on Exodus Radio. Make sure you follow me on social media at King RJ Mahdi, or visit the website scrolling on the bottom, madeinafricaproject.com. You can tap in with us to shop, visit, relocate, or invest in Africa. And we are building out Cabelon. If you want to live in a collective repatriate environment with local brothers and sisters as well, build a business here, own land, build structure, schools, raise your kids, contact us. We're here to help you make it happen. Sister Ya?
And if you would like to donate to the Sinko for Repatriation Assistance Program, visit our website at www.sinkoforrepat.com. Click on one of the two boxes. There's a Patreon and there's a donor box. So you can just support for as little as $1 a month to help us reach our goal. Tell everybody because we need mass movement on this thing so we can begin to help get a lot of you out and get you set up. That's my dream. That's what I want to do. It doesn't matter to me if I'm over here, if you all can't come too. I want y'all to come too. So please support, for as little as $1 a month. Thank you.
All right.
Visit the website, sankoforrepat.com.
sankoforrepat.com. and make a contribution at the donor box, guys. We love y'all as always. And you know, as we always say, Africa is for Africans. Come on home. It's Exodus time.
At home and abroad. Yes.